actually been holding off on this video for a while, and I forgot some of it because it's been such a long time. I've been like putting it off longer and longer every week. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this topic with this YouTube channel. The reason that I decided to just go ahead and do this video was because this YouTuber was brought up again by a few people of the goth community, and I'm just like, oh yeah, see, they have a point. Okay, so the goth YouTuber that I'm talking about, I think she identifies as goth. I'm not sure. If she doesn't, then I apologize. The YouTuber is Herbs and Altars, or Herbs and Altars, depends on how you want to say it, of Herbs and Altars. And I actually came across her YouTube through a mutual Instagram account that I follow, and I think I've seen her around on social media somewhere. I know I've seen her before. She looks familiar, but I'm not subscribed to her, so I don't know how most of her videos are. But I did take notes on things that I noticed. Now, I'm talking about her one video about being self-righteous, and I don't know the title exactly, but I'm looking down at my notes just to make sure I don't miss it. Oh, I just want to say, already, notes to everybody, I don't hate her as a person. I don't know her as a person. This is just my blunt views on what I strongly disagree with what she's saying. I haven't really watched her YouTube. I just came across this one, and I did kind of briefly rewatch the video before I did this video, and it was just as cringy as the first time. But the first time I watched it from beginning to end. So just letting you guys know. I'm not covering everything she said in the video. It was a pretty long video. I'm just mostly focusing on the self-righteous part and people of color, and prejudice and racism. I don't agree with her views on this stuff. I don't know if it's just her culture where she's at. I believe she's in the UK, but there are black or POC people in the UK, and I'm pretty sure this stuff bothers them. I don't know how the culture works there, so I'm pretty sure it's similar, but not like 100% similar. Okay, so what I was basically saying was my opinion on if people should call out prejudice and racism. Yes, I think they should, and the reason is I think it's important to bring awareness and also let the bigots know that they can't get away with treating people like crap. And she was saying how that was self-righteous, calling that kind of stuff out, even though it sucks, but I don't think people who are calling it out necessarily are being self-righteous. So for her to say that, as a goth, I'm appalled by this, and especially since goth face quite a bit of prejudice internationally. Like for example with Sophie Lancaster, she made this comment saying all white people are innately racist, and I was thinking, like, that's a load of BS. Just clearly it was a load of BS. Like, it's a BS assumption when people call out racism, or just that means that all white people are innately racist just because they're calling out racism or prejudice. It's ridiculous. And also, let's see. The other stuff that she mentioned isn't exactly wrong. My issue is that she wants to use people calling out prejudice and racism as an example of self-righteousness, and that's not exactly what it is. I don't agree with that. And she mentioned that gypsy was used as a racial slur against Romani people. And she said, gypsy soul is pretentious. Yes, but also pretentious and racist. And that's what I think it is. Gypsy soul is not some. Gypsy is supposed to be a racial slur, so I don't see. She was trying to like defend it because she had a friend that was okay with being called Gypsy soul or whatever, and I don't agree with that either. And I don't agree that she's trying to like basically I don't know if she's trying to, but she's basically invalidating how POC feel about something, whether it's racist or not. Just because her friend was okay with it doesn't mean that everyone else is fine with it. She just found that one person who was okay with it, or maybe they're just pretending for her sake. You know what I mean? And another thing on points of racism and prejudice, I feel like she either is a closet prejudiced person based on her video, or she's a prejudice sympathizer based on her video, because she's calling what people are doing, calling out the self-righteous, and I guess maybe she doesn't like the way they're doing it, but still, you can't just ignore it or say, oh, it doesn't exist because you don't like it, you know, or you don't like the way people are talking about it. How about you focus on the problem? She pointed out wearing a bindi, which is cultural appropriation, honestly. She tried to defend it. She knew what it meant, and she tried to defend her stance, saying it was okay to wear it. She basically asked the minorities in her area if it was okay, and they said it was fine, I guess, from her experience, but it doesn't represent everyone, all East Indian people everywhere, because there are plenty of East Indian people who don't like the cultural appropriation, and I've seen it. And so she's doing this, she's like living in a little box as far as her views, because she doesn't want to hear it. That's the way I'm seeing it. And ironically, people who are bigots are that way because they are self-righteous. To her, calling them out is self-righteous. And by that logic, calling out people is inherently self-righteous. So it's just like she's saying all this stuff, and it's almost like she's describing what she's doing. In a way, she's kind of being self-righteous anyway. So she spent the entire video calling out people for being self-righteous. So wouldn't that be the pot calling the kettle black? Just curious. And the point she's missing is those little and sometimes subtle forms of prejudice also matter, because it starts little and sometimes it ends up being bigger. Not just the extreme forms of prejudice, which she acknowledged, but the subtle things got to be paid attention to as well, because you don't know what each person is individually going through, honestly. So, I'm not a sub. Like I said in the beginning, I'm not a sub to her channel, but based on this video, it would have made me unsubscribe immediately. And I'm going to go ahead and add this part because I didn't have it in my notes. The reason that I saw her again was on Facebook, or someone mentioned, a few goth people mentioned her on Facebook, and she posted yet again another cringy video. And then some people were saying like they didn't like her, or should we like her, or should we not? She's really close-minded, and for me to follow what she's going through, follow her YouTube, she'd have to open her mind a lot more. So that's basically all I wanted to talk about. Pretty short video. What are your thoughts? I'm gonna leave a link down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, Silkies. Like and subscribe for more videos.